tomorrow, Sunday the 9th. But before I start, let me do a little bit of a recalibration. The energy has been very intense the last few days. A lot of clearing and releasing has been happening throughout your sleep, throughout your dreams, maybe on levels that you're not fully aware of, but it is definitely happening. So just take a few breaths and let me bring through some energy, some codes, some frequency to help you navigate these next few days. Ushtesi etushta abiyakuchena. Izetushta kumoyetsa tsebiana. Heyuna mayana. Heyuna mayani yanda kamoyeteda. Heyuna maniyanda kiko kate di kakamba. Ena namorianda yunda tatadururi kiketsa paplutushtedara. Ingeko kapachetsa kuchetsa se etushteyama. Izetashtea stustea zikumbatia sekukachetsa. Izetushtea zikumbatia soshtea zikumbaya. And take a breath. Ushtea buya tushtea esuse yabatea. Ingiku kayetezda kumbotoshtea se etushteda. Ienununiondo debietto kushtea. Ize tushtaya tse etushtebi etushtaya. Ezo tushtezi bi etushtaya tse kumbuyetsoya. Inducetsa bu otesti estu esta ekuka. So the energy is not only coming from the frequency, it is coming from my eyes and it is coming from my hands. Estushtea zikumba. So put your hands up and receive. Put your hands up and breathe and feel. Estushtezi etushta. Inenana niandoku pa. Estushtezi gekokamba. Eziteshti estushtaya. Estuyetsa kumbuketsi demoya. Di kembuyota. Ekukamba ati estuya. Ezutushtesi etushtesa kumuyetsa makike. Ezitesta astide. Eziteshtushtayama. Akike kokakamba kike chutse mianda. Esietushtea. Ingekoka akike kumbaya. I call forth for you love, peace, happiness and joy, tranquility. Estuishtea sietu kambaya for today, tomorrow, and all the days that come. Ijutese ko umbochetsa. Ideduri kumbo yeta makike. Ezutushtea si eteshtushtaya ambukoya. Izetushtea si etushtea si ikokamba. Ezutushtea. Ezutayashtea. So take your toes out of the sand. When you're in the water, just flow. Allow the energies to pull you. Float. Go with the ebb and flow. Try not to resist, but to flow on that wave in and out. Just be at peace. Estushtea zukumbotena. Ize tushte kukachetsa. Ize tushteamba. Ize teshtushtea tsakumuya. Ize tushtezi ke kumbeti atse tushtezi. Inge kukachetsa makukeya. Ize tushta kumuya tsatse tushtea. Ezo tushtaya. Inge keka. Okay. Whew. Some beautiful energy. I'm reminded to tell you that this is a symphony, this life that we are living. And it has been written all the parts, all the various aspects of it have been planned. So trust that unfolding, that you had a part in the creation of this symphony that is now being played out on this planet. Isto sema, isto está como chetza, izetu stea. All is well. All is well. Okay. So today I'm going to do 3 readings and just use the Rider-Waite cards and probably the unicorn cards. So let me just lay these out. And the unicorns. Pull out one for each, please. Okay. So reading number 1. You have been, reading number 1, you have been dealing with male energies. You have been dealing with the masculine energies. Whether you're male or female, you've been dealing with the masculine energies. How do we learn what it is to be a man? How do we learn what it is as a man? Is initially set up, as I've said before, how you observe whoever's the male figure in your life. So masculine, the male, is about what men are needing to do is to find that divine masculine, to find the softness and the gentleness that is strength, to find that balance between the go, go, go and the feminine of just being, allowing the energies to flow to you, as opposed to being proactive. So there's a balance that you go through in life between that masculine attack, masculine go for, masculine action, and the feminine being in the receptive, allowing things to flow. So there's a balance between these two. So for the people that are have chosen number 1, you're looking at how the masculine has appeared in your life. And it starts with your father and it starts with your grandfather maybe, and it is repeated, and you see aspects of it in the male, the men in your life, whether that's a boss or whether that's a husband. So you've gained an understanding about this. You've had some wisdom about this. You've been looking at this aspect in your life. You've come to understand that it's about being kind to yourself. You've come to understand that that sometimes go, go, go isn't the way to do it. Sometimes it's the gentleness, which is the way to go, to find that balance. So the simple meaning of this card is you gain, I can't even remember the phrase now, it's just totally gone from my mind, but that you attract more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So find that gentleness, find that balance of that active action guy, masculine energy, and find the gentle, feminine, receptive energy. This is what is the main theme of this weekend for number one. So what you're doing is ultimately walking away from something that's out of balance. You're making a choice to come back into balance between that masculine and feminine within yourself, whether you're male or female, because there are a lot of women at the moment who are finding their masculine, who are going out and getting. But sometimes when we do that, we go too far to one end of that spectrum. And what we have to do is we do spend some time at that end of the go, 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 action, do, end, but we have to come back to the center. So again, some men are coming over to this end of the spectrum. And what we have to do is find that middle road. So reading number one is about finding that balance between the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so reading number two, I'll come back to the unicorn cards at the end. Reading number two. So you guys have found a new connection to something deeper within you. You have found that connection to the divine aspect, and discovered something new within yourself regarding that connection to something deeper. It's a beautiful place to be. In fact, it's affecting or influencing or meaning that you are now living that in your life. You are expressing that, which is wonderful. You have made and will make this weekend that deeper connection, and with source, with that divine aspect. You've understood it, you've had a revelation. So this weekend you can walk it. You walk that talk of that deeper connection this weekend. This means that, again, you're much more creative, you're much more powerful, you're much more in tune with the flow of creation. It's, again, a very, very powerful place to be. Reading number three this weekend is that balance. You finally decided to find what was necessary and needed for you, the group number three. You've come back into balance. You've understood where you've been out of balance, and you've made that choice to stand up for yourself. You've made a choice to declare what it is that you need with regard to giving and receiving. And this has meant that your road is changing, that your road is not going to look the same. How you've moved through life isn't going to look the same. And it causes a little bit of, you've upset the apple cart in this. But it hasn't upset everybody. There are some people in your life who really admire what you've done. There are some people who acknowledge the change that you've made. So you are to be congratulated. Esto je sikemba. Esto kambochetsa. Ize kekombe etushte zikimbe koka. Ize tushtea sukamba atsie tushtea. So for reading number three, the unicorn card is best friends. So I would say that it's your friends, your people that know you, the people that really care about you, understand why you pulled back, that they understand that you are finding yourself and finding your own balance. So there are friends that understand. And so when you make changes for you, the people that stick around are really your friends. If you make a change for you, despite what everybody else thinks, that's sometimes an indicator of whoever stays around. It's an indicator of people that really get you. So whoever's stuck around truly is that friend. So if they don't stick around, then they are not worth that, that concern or that energy to try and retrieve that relationship. For reading number 2, the card that comes up for the unicorn is you are gifted. You have something inside of you that is of great value. It says you are very intelligent and talented. And that's a natural aspect to you. You need to acknowledge that you are gifted. It's got to do with finding that deeper connection. It's got to do with walking your talk. It's got to do with your ability to visualize and create what it is you want. So acknowledge that you are gifted. If you don't, it's really important. The unicorns are telling you that you are a gifted being. And often the reason this card comes up is because you don't know that you are. And it's a message from the unicorns to go and sit down and get real with yourself and say, you know what? I know what I'm doing. I have value and worth, and that I have a lot to contribute. So for the first reading, the brothers and sisters cards come up. And when this card comes up for the inner reading, it is that you need to go and have a chat with your siblings. You need to, because the first card was about that male figure, when you go and have a discussion with your siblings, you get a deeper understanding of your childhood, your programs, your concepts, and ideas about the masculine, about what it is to be a man. How does a man live in this world? And sometimes we're too close to it ourselves, which is not uncommon. We are often too close to the situation. So when you sit down and have a casual chat with your brothers and sisters about your childhood, about your dad, about what you saw, what you heard, and talk about how their lives have unfolded, it helps you understand what might be operating within you with regard. So you don't have to get really deep. You don't have to say what this is about. Just have a discussion at the next barbecue or the next Zoom call, however you guys connect. Just bring up and talk about what is it that you remember. It will probably shine some light on, or give you that new perspective on what's happening with that masculine aspect, that masculine viewpoint in your life. Estukamba acetse ikikamba achutsoyama. Izeteshta kumbuketsa. Izeteshtia sokumbuyetsa mikeka. Izetushtea se etushtea kikumba atsieta. Izetushtea asietu kumbuyetsa. Izetushta akienza. Izetushtea ambukea kama. So I hope that was interesting. I had a discussion with a friend this weekend, and I was reminiscing on an offhand comment I made about the style of my tarot readings. A reader can't do it for you. A reader is a signpost. The thing that we have to understand is that it's up to us to make great change, and it's up to us to make it a part of our everyday life, to reflect upon our ideas, our feelings, our propensities, and what are the changes. So I would hope that this is a signpost for you, a guidepost for you to do that inner reflection, so that you have those light bulbs go off. You have that awareness blossom and bloom within you. And it is my desire that we all understand ourselves and all make amazing, wonderful choices throughout our entire lives. So much love and blessings, guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll be doing a reading with Campbell on Sunday for the week. Much love to you. Bye-bye.